Hey guys, so we are in week 3 of men's adult recreational volleyball league play here in Richmond. And instead of putting out a typical highlight reel from last night's matches, I thought I'd focus in on something that I personally struggled with last night on the court, and that's connecting with my middle hitters. Had a really hard time last night. But if you want to see highlights from week 1 and week 2, please feel free to check out the links below. And I'm Ken, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So we've heard the saying before in volleyball that after you make a mistake, you want to forget about it quickly and focus on the next play, the next serve receive, the next pass. I think to be even more specific, I think it's having the ability to get over yourself very quickly. I think volleyball as a sport is just way too fast-paced to spend mental and emotional time thinking about the previous play when your teammates are already, relying on you for the very next play. And for me personally, this is where things get pretty interesting as a setter, because as a setter, you really don't have any time in game to dwell on your own mistakes, because you're literally involved in every single point, every single play. You're kind of forced to make in-game adjustments. For example, you set the ball too high, next play, you set it lower. You miss your hitter's sweet spot, the next play, you go for it. You're already forced into that next play mentality as a setter. But after the matches, and I'm curious if any setters out there watching this can relate to this, but after the matches, for some reason, hours later, after nothing can be done anymore, the memory pops up. Like, I'm trying to fall asleep, and then I'll think about the time I overset the pin, or the time that I got a double called in my hands. Like, literally, it keeps me up at night sometimes, depending on how bad things were. But yeah. And for me personally, I think why my brain does that is I think it's because it helps me process those mistakes, because I just don't have the time to do it in game when it's happening. So it's like hours later. But it's processing to help me think about how I can improve, how I can be a better setter, how I can connect better with my hitters. It's just my way of just processing through that. And I think also with filming my matches during this league, it's really helped me see blind spots, see areas of where I can improve. And I think watching last night's tape with my struggle with the middles, it really showed me that a lot of the mistakes were made due to just poor communication and just lack of communicating, bad plays. And so that was really helpful to see. I definitely wouldn't have picked that up. I just thought I was playing terrible last night. But so all in all, if there's any volleyball lessons to be learned here, as a volleyball player, it's very important to get over yourself very quickly. Your team needs you in each and every moment, so don't waste those moments thinking about yourself. Basically, don't be a douche. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these highlights or lowlights. And if you're interested in why am I even doing all this? why am I doing all this? And I'll put together a video shortly to answer that question. And if you want to follow along, please hit subscribe, comment, engage. You guys, yeah, we'll see where this goes. All right.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, and we did have fun. I think for like the first time in the grass, I had a great time.
It's like hot dogs, but it's not as hot dogs, it's not as good. It's a hot dog.
What is that?
All his first weekend.
Is there double quads?
Oh yeah, quads and Sunday. Because hot dog is a town or an area.
Play another like big grass tournament or something, especially if it's yeah, it's in Man. Okay. Oh, man, that's really close to me. Oh, we should go.